And action!
All right. All right. Quick audio check. Audio check. Check 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2. OC is back. We're back with Real Watch Talk on this Sunday morning, early Sunday morning on the Pacific, in the Pacific time zone. Late Sunday morning. Is it Sunday? Sunday morning on the East Coast. It's afternoon in Europe, wherever you are. We are back with Real Watch Talk about real brands. This is the original OC channel. I'm your host, OC. Original OC channel, Smart Watch Talk for the Smart Collector. We are back, and what a couple of weeks it has been. We have been bombarded with story after story after story about stuff that really doesn't matter. None of the stuff really matters to smart watch collectors. And we are here to remind everybody. Actually, we might do a mid-year review. It's time maybe to do a mid-year review of the approved brands. And how are we tracking for 2026? Are we still on track with the OC approved brands, which are, of course, Rolex, the Crown, Reach for the Crown, Patek, AP Richard Mille, and F. Pajon for you smart investors out there. But let me do a few quick housekeeping things. We did have actual watch news. Rolex raised prices, and I want to know how you guys feel about that. Some of the models are actually becoming, dare I say, undesirable, unwanted, unloved. But yeah, some of the models are now in that gray area where you maybe don't want to pick them up if you don't absolutely love them and need to have them in your collection. But hey, let's do a quick audio check. Let me know how I sound out there. I probably sound amazing. And we'll go from there. Okay, quick housekeeping things. Let's do this. First of all, I'm going to say hi to every single person in the chat. That's the OC way to do it. Customary wristwatch check. Let's do a quick wristwatch check. Here we go. OC is wearing the Rolex Daytona on Oyster Flex. Ever Rose Gold, Sundust Diamond Baguette, Cerachrome bezel, and it's on Oyster Flex. There you go. Boom. Now, let's, oh yeah, by the way, it's a new month. It's June, first live stream of June. So I'm going to drop a banner here. Boom. Every single one of you watching, if you have a star next to your name, you're a member. You probably have a free member milestone chat. Please use those before you lose them. And we did have some news in the Rolex world, a couple of big things. Number one, big price increase, 5.7% on gold pieces. like maybe 2.5% on two-tone, and steel and platinum remained flat, which is pretty, I don't know, some of these prices are getting pretty high. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. Use your member milestone chats. Let's say hi to every single person. We're going to start off with, oh, and by the way, Jubilee Gold. Jubilee Gold is now part of the public catalog. When Rolex introduced these two models, the Jubilee Gold with the aventurine dial, green aventurine or whatever it's called, and then the there's like a sand deconstructed Roman dial. Those were off catalog. Now they're in the catalog. They raised the prices and they put them in the public catalog. Let me know how you guys feel about that. First in the chat, Logan Hall Grill Streams. He's a moderator and a member. Logan did 2 quick but really good live streams yesterday. Check him out on Logan Hall Grill Streams on YouTube. Good morning, he says. He unveiled a whole new luxury grilling, outdoor grilling experience on his channel. He's got the green egg. He's got the big grill, and he's got a big carving area. It's all like custom setup. Check it out on Logan Hall's Grill Streams. Andy Lewis, who's a member, joining us from the Lone Star State with his customary greeting. Howdy, y'all. What's up, Andy Lewis? 2 members, 2 comments, 2 members. Let's keep it going. Leonardo DiCaprio is a member. Yo Leo 05 is his hidden under the radar account name on YouTube. Morning, everyone. Good to see Leo in the chat. Hope you enjoyed your vacation. Yeah, that's why I was gone for so long, guys. I was doing a big family vacation. We hit Greece and Italy. We hit Athens and Rome and Sicily and Naples and Turkey, a whole bunch of places. We had a lot of fun. Thank you for asking. Hey, ZD is in the chat. ZD from Los Angeles. I met ZD was it last month? What month are we in now? Is this July? What are we in? June, July? Let's see. I met him when was it? May? Yeah, met up with ZD in May in Los Angeles. Super cool guy. And it's good to see ZD in the chat. He's a member. We're back, baby. We are back with Real Watch Talk. We're not going to talk about any of the other nonsense that's going on out there. We're not even going to talk about Jizz Club. I mean, we don't need to talk about that guy. Everything that's been said about that guy has been said already. So no need to even talk about it. But maybe I should do a list of YouTubers that we should talk about and YouTubers that we should not talk about. I bet you, here's the thing. If I made a list, go through do this in your head. Do this in your head. Make a list of your top 5 YouTubers, or maybe your top 10. Maybe there aren't even that many YouTubers. Like, name 3 YouTubers and ask yourself this question. Number 1, do you trust their opinion? Yes or no? And number 2, would you ever buy a watch from them? I am going to bet that the answer to both those questions for 90% of YouTubers is no, that they don't have good opinions, and you wouldn't trust them to buy a watch off from them. So why do you even bother listening to them? If they're, number 1, they can't be trusted. They can't be trusted in a transaction. And number 2, their opinions are shit. Why even listen? But I don't know. But I don't know. There are 5 people watching this show. So listen, maybe bad opinions are good ratings. We've got BW24, who's a member for 20 months. That's almost 3 full years of loyal membership, and we do value loyalty. We apply strict loyalty tests here. Good morning, BW. BW is representing the great state. Is it the Orange State? What's the nickname for the state of Florida? It's not. Is it the the Sunshine State? Is it the Sunshine State? Whatever it is. BW representing Florida in the chat. Member for 20 months. 3 full years of loyal membership. Thank you, BW. Got Dr. LM in the chat. Become a member, by the way, guys. If you don't have a star next to your name, if you're not a member, it's easy. I'm going to drop the link. Do this from your desktop only. Do not do this from your iPhone. Do not do this from your iPhone. Do this from your desktop only. Here is the link to the memberships. Boom. Thank you, Dr. LM, for joining us this morning. And thank you for BW for the first member milestone chat. Audio is fire. I hate emojis. There are 3 emojis that I mean, there are 4 or 5 emojis that I use, and I don't use fire. I never use fire. I use the thumbs up. I use the laugh. I use the laugh with the like this, and I use the winking with the tongue sticking out like this. Those are the only ones I use. There's a direct correlation, and the studies have shown this. There was a big clinical research study done by the New England Journal of Medicine. I'm not making this up. That there's a direct correlation between the number of emojis that you use and inverse relationship with your social, your ability to be like well-adjusted social personality. So guys, keep the emoji use. You are allowed to use member emojis though. If you're a member of the channel, feel free to use all of the custom member emojis. Those are approved. Audio is fire, OC. Fire. Bruce G is in the chat, member of the original OC channel. Cheers, folks. Bruce G, I remember going way back. Always had my back. Bruce G in the chat. Going back like, I don't know. It's funny. I've been on YouTube now since, I think I made my debut December 2021. And then I started appearing on streams in like early 2022. 4 years of YouTube. Bruce G's always been there for me. Another person who's always been there for me, Vimal, who's a member of the channel. Howdy, OC. You got a nice summer tan. You know, it was, I don't know what it was in Celsius, but it was hot. It was like 80 to 85 degrees every single day. And I did 10 miles of walking. There was not a drop of rain. I mean, we're walking up these steep hills and checking out all these archaeological sites. You know, the Colosseum in Rome and the Acropolis and the Parthenon in Athens, and craters of volcanoes. We went to all these different places, but every single place was the sun beating down on us for like 8 hours a day. And then we'd go back. We were on a cruise, and you'd go back on the ship at like 3 or 4 o'clock. You'd have 3 hours of sunshine by the pool, and then the ship would go to the next destination. It was actually really a lot of fun, and of course, awesome hanging with Mrs. OC and my 2 awesome kids. This might be the last family vacation we ever do, sadly, because they're older now. You know, my daughter's 25. My son's going to be 23. Going to be 23. So they're older, and they don't really love hanging out with parents that much anymore. But thank you, Vimal. Good to have Vimal. Vimal is always dropping in good information in the chat. By the way, we have the absolute best audience. I know it's a small audience, but it's very loyal and extremely knowledgeable. This is, when I say smartwatch talk for the smart collector, we literally have the best collectors here. We've got Joseph Main in the chat. Look at this. He's dropping actual reference numbers, Rolex reference numbers in the chat. The 228235JG, that's a new suffix, which stands for Jubilee Gold, is gorgeous in person. They have two models. They have and by the way, what they did here was kind of a master stroke. They did this one with diamonds. It's the kind of the light green jade, but they did it with diamonds. But they put it in the 40 millimeter size. It's not available in the 36 millimeter size, at least to my knowledge. So it's kind of like It's a new alloy. It's not. It's like in between Ever Rose and white gold. It's a a lot of the brands are doing that. Um, they're doing like alternative alloys. AP has sand gold. Longa has honey gold, and this is kind of like their version of like a softer gold. It is still 18 karat gold, but it is 40 millimeter aventurine dial diamond baguette. And the price went up. The price went up. It went up over $3,000, I believe, to $65,700. That is with the diamond baguettes, and then they have this version. With what they call gold leaf design dial. It's deconstructed Romans with a kind of a cool, very monochromatic, so you got to be into that. But this one's $61,000. What do you think of the price of these day dates? Do you think they're too high? This one is, these are good looking watches. They're good looking watches, and I bet they're going to be very hard to get. But yeah, 228-235 JG. The 5, by the way, means the 5 ordinarily means Ever Rose Gold, but in this case, they added a JG at the end because they ran out of numbers. Right? Just a quick lesson, and I know you guys know this. If it ends in an 8, it's yellow gold. If it ends in a 9, it's white gold. If it ends in a 5, it's Ever Rose Gold. Right? You guys know that? If it ends in a 4, it's has a white gold bezel. There's a lot of these tricks, that you learn. JG baby. Bruce G asks, OC, do you prefer Italian or Greek food? Wow, it's tough. It's tough because I love both. I had an amazing Italian dinner last night. I was in Manhattan with, do I dare say? Yep, I was there with Buckley. Maybe I'll show pictures of Buckley. Buckley and with Ryan Singer last night. We went to Il Molino, which is one of the top Italian restaurants in Manhattan, and we loved it. But I do love Greek food. I love hummus. I love stuffed grape leaves. I love pita bread. I love kafta. I love kebabs. I love rice. So it's tough. It is very tough. I would say on this trip that I was on, Greek food was better. But in New York, Italian food is better. Leo says yellow gold day date with the white Roman dial would be my choice. Let me see if I can pull up a picture here. $50,400 seems steep, but not when you compare it to an Audemars Piguet offshore that runs $47,000. Yeah, that's a good point. Rolex prices have gone up by, I don't know, over 30% in the past couple of years. But they're still a good value because they have gold bracelets. Let me see if I can pull up a picture. Let me do this without being, got to be careful here. Can't open the message on your phone to view it. What the hell? What a pain in the ass that is. Let me find this. Bear with me. You're asking about yellow gold day dates. There's a good picture. Yeah, it's a good one. I'll forward that to myself. This may take a little bit of time here. Give me 30 seconds. All right, boom. And then boom. And then open it up with photo editor. and then drop it into a new tab. Sorry for all the behind the scenes mechanical narration. It's kind of giving it away because I already said, well, you can guess who these people are. You can guess. There you go. I'll let you guess who those people are. It's the Sunshine State, says BW. Okay, I'll catch up. I got to catch up on the comments here. That's my cue. Hey, look at this, Mr. Tutor to you. Look who came out of the woodwork. By the way, Tutor did come out with a new, redesigned Black Bay chronograph, and they did make a couple of updates. They made it thinner. They reduced it from 14.4 down to 13.1. They got the rivets off the bracelet. Unfortunately, it's yellow. It's yellow, so it's hideous. But they did make changes. Unfortunately, it's a Tudor, and number two, it's way too expensive. New Tudor chrono. Yeah, but yeah. I know, but nobody cares. And by the way, the same people. This goes back to the concept of, do you trust YouTubers? Do you trust the opinions of YouTubers? Because the same people who said, and some of these people are my friends, some of the people who are saying now that the Tudor Chrono 39 is great. Oh my God, it's incredible. You know, it's the best watch at the best value. Those same people told you that the old one was good. So they told you to buy the old one. So are their opinions actually worth anything? If you took their advice before, you would have a really ugly white or black chrono that's 14.4 millimeters thick. So don't listen to the opinions of YouTubers. ZD in the chat says pass. On which one? On the I don't even want to pull up a picture. If I pull up a picture of Tudor, I lose viewers. I lose a lot of viewers. So I don't want to pull it up. I think the nickname of it is the Big Bird. I think that's the official name, the Big Bird. But yeah, the Jubilee Gold, the prices went up, but they are in the catalog. They're in the catalog. Pass. Do you mean pass on the Jubilee Gold or pass on the Tudor? You got to be descriptive in the comments, because sometimes I'm not reacting to the comments in real time. But Neo or just straight vintage for anything that isn't a special dial. Okay. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. ZD, elaborate. I know it's early in the morning. You probably haven't had your coffee yet, ZD. He's on LA time. He's probably in bed. It's so early. Hey, look at this. Brody, moderator, member, and general counsel of the Original OC Channel Network, is here. Welcome back, OC. $61,000 is a great deal for the second best of only 2 pieces of acceptable men's jewelry. I wonder what the other one is. 61,000 is a great deal for the second best of only 2 pieces of acceptable men's jewelry. Okay, so one of them is a watch. I wonder what the other one is. Guys, use your free member milestone chats. It's easy. At the bottom of the screen where you chat, there's a $sign or a pound sign or something. You click on that, and it'll allow you to do your free member milestone chats. Okay. What's the other one? The other acceptable piece of men's jewelry is a nose ring. I'm trying to think. Brody wears a watch. And then he also has a nipple ring. I can't remember. And these are by pictures, not by firsthand experience. Pass on the new Rolex prices. Ooh. Pass on the new Rolex prices. It's getting tougher and tougher. Tougher and tougher. By the way, the Explorer 2, gone. It's fallen out of favor. Prices are falling. Prices are falling, by the way. There was a YouTube channel that I saw that kind of also echoed this sentiment that the Explorer 2 black dial and Explorer 2 white dial, they call it the one, the Polar, dropping in price, dropping quickly. Dropping. Do not pay, and I mean do not pay a penny more than $9,200. No, don't. The Explorer 2 is gone. Get rid of the Explorer 2 out of the collection. You want to replace that with Titanium Yachtmaster. You want to replace that with the Titanium Yachtmaster. Everybody listening right now, get rid of your Explorer 2s, replace it with the Titanium Yachtmaster. Everyone knows the Royal Oak is the best. Okay, so it's only, there are two watches. Brody's nose ring and nipple ring do not count as acceptable men's jewelry. He's referring to the Date 8 and the Royal Oak. Date 8 and the Royal Oak. Royal Oak is the best piece of men's jewelry ever made. It is flashy and sexy. Thank you, Brody. We've got Capoeira in the chat. You're not a member, but maybe you're new to the channel. Welcome to the channel. This is the Original OC channel, Smart Watch Talk for the Smart Collector. This is Sunday Watch Talk Live, or whatever the name of it is. Just make up names. We're doing real watch talk. And we're going to do a quick 15-minute stream. Quick 15-minute stream. Do you like the Titanium Yachtmaster? Yes, I do. I definitely do. And let's see. Do I have a picture of it on my wrist? Yes, I do. Boom. Let's send it to myself. I think the Titanium Yachtmaster is awesome. And by the way, it fits me perfectly. Let's pull up a pic, OC. Pull up a pic. I will. Pull it up. You tell me, how does this look on OC's wrist? Boom. Perfect. It's light and delicious. Good watch. Very good watch. A fantastic watch from Rolex. Leo says, I wear... What's up with the spell check? IWARE. Sure. Is that a word? I wear a gold bracelet and a gold necklace. Should I skip the Bruce Wayne? The Bruce Wayne is the 126710 GRNR. That is the GMT Master 2 with the black and gray bezel. Skip the Bruce Wayne and go straight to the zombie. What the hell's a zombie? No, what's a zombie? Too many nicknames, guys. I know what the Bruce Wayne is. I don't know what the zombie is. I was offered it last year, but turned it down, kind of regretting it. Zombie. What the fuck is that? Help me out, guys. Is that like a... Leo, come on. Two-tone GMT. No, that's the Guinness. That's the Guinness. The Guinness. We named that one on a live stream in real time. Let's see. You have a gold bracelet and a gold necklace. Skip the Bruce Wayne and go to the... I don't know. I mean, That's a tough one. I mean, you can't have your watches match your gold bracelet and gold necklace all the time. So I would say go Bruce Wayne. Yeah. Unless you really, really love don't buy the Guinness because of the jewelry. Buy it because you really, really, really love that one as a good two-tone watch. I mean, there are some great two-tones out there, but remember, don't buy what you like. Don't buy what you like. There's the root beer, which is the Ever Rose on Oyster. There's the Bluesy, and there's the Guinness. Some good two-tones out there, but right now is not a good time to buy two-tone. Aussie Expat joining us from Las Vegas in the chat. Good day, mate. Good day, mate. I said that in Australian. Aussie Expat joining from Las Vegas. We're caught up on the chat. Let's play a quick clip. And this is a clip of an opinion with which I definitely agree. Most YouTubers, you should not trust their opinions. But if I tell you not to trust their opinions, that's an opinion you should trust. Does that make sense? Oh, Aussie's in Colorado. Cool. Doing some hiking or doing some skiing. Hope you're enjoying your time in Colorado. All right. Let's pull this up. Let's check this out. Federico of Federico Talks Watches. He has some good advice for you. And it's because it's the same advice that I would give you. Listen to this little clip it. Listen to this little clip it. It's a snippet. It's a clip it. It's all that good stuff. Okay? And listen to Federico. Hey, we got Jen G in the chat. Member of the OC channel, Titanium Yacht Master. I approve this message. Yep, it's a good watch. Definitely get it. It looks amazing on OC, that's for sure. I've requested this one. No shame in saying I've requested this one. It's gonna look awesome when I don't get it. But when am I ever gonna get it? Never. Good to see Jen G, who's a member in the chat. Also a member is SE, representing the German crew. He represents almost all of Europe. The man, the myth, the legend. He's referring to himself, SE. He is the man, the myth, and the legend. Good to see you, OC. Hope your vacation was awesome. Thank you very much. It was. Italy, Turkey, Greece. We did Athens. We did Rome. We did Sicily. We did Santorini. Lots of places. Lots of good walking. A lot of good sunshine. Thank you, SE. By the way, anyone who's a member, use your member milestone chats. Use them before you lose them. We're back to Watch Talk, guys. We're back to Watch Talk on the original OC channel. It's time to do a mid-year review. Should AP stay an OC-approved brand? Should you trust opinions of YouTubers? It's a good question. Let's see what Federico says.
Another tool you should greatly ignore is the opinions of mainstream YouTubers.
Yes. Now, this is something I've been saying for a long time. It's good to shout out to Federico. He's the host of Federico Talks Watches on YouTube. He also runs Del Rey Watch, which I don't vouch for Del Rey Watch. Never bought anything from them. Never sold anything to them. But Federico's a cool guy. And I wish he would go back to doing, like, I know it's like not in vogue right now to be streaming while you're in your Ferrari or your Porsche, you know, on that bridge. You know, there's like that bridge that goes from South Beach to downtown Miami or whatever it is. He used to do those videos of him in the Ferrari. Fed, if you're listening right now, just for old time's sake, go back and do a video from the Ferrari or the Porsche or whatever you have now. Maybe he has like a Kia Sorento. I don't know. Like you don't want to be so flashy on YouTube these days. I understand that. So that's probably why he's not doing the Ferrari videos. But he is saying something that I've been saying for a long time. Number one, do not trust the opinions of mainstream YouTubers. And the reason why I say that is because they're on the take. Well, they're on the take. And as you guys know, I don't take a penny from brands. I don't take a penny from retailers. I don't take a penny from sponsors. And I certainly don't take money from gambling sites. I don't take money from, website companies or people that do I don't take a penny from anybody except you guys through the form of memberships. So all these guys who are getting free trips to the Kinesi factory and then they give a positive review of Tudor, or Oris takes them on a trip, or Elise Nardan flies them to wherever. These guys, their opinions should not be trusted because they are tainted. They lost their integrity. And one of the most egregious examples, of course, is getting paid, doing a video where you're pretending to win a watch on a gambling site, and then revealing that you were actually paid by the gambling site to create the video, to dupe your naive followers into losing tens of thousands of dollars pursuing their Grail watch on a mystery box site. But Fed's got it right here, right? Listen to this.
Another tool you should greatly ignore is the opinions of mainstream YouTubers. The ones that go on factory tours.
Yep, exactly what I just mentioned. The ones that go on factory tours, they take trips. You see them on Instagram. They're all over Instagram. Oh, I'm at F1 at the Tudor booth. Oh, Tudor's watches are so good. And wow, the weather's so nice here. And I really love cars too. So lame. And I know there's so many of these. I know there's a lot of these influencers who are here in New York too, these social media douchebags. And I understand that I get it. They're making moves, they're hustlers or whatever they are. They're content creators and they want to get paid. But I don't think you can give good opinions if you're getting paid by these brands that are paying you to give opinions. So that's my opinion. Maybe my opinion is one that you shouldn't listen to. But I'm not a mainstream YouTuber. I'm just like a niche. Is it a niche or a niche? Niche YouTuber. But listen, ignore all opinions of YouTubers.
Should greatly ignore is the opinions of mainstream YouTubers. The ones that go on factory tours,
Yep.
The ones that can never say anything negative about anything because they're being paid for the brands.
Exactly.
The vast majority of the big guys.
Yep. They're all the people on social media. I mean, it's actually more on Instagram than on YouTube. On YouTube, some of the guys get paid by like an internet company or a company that designs websites or a company that does web hosting or whatever. They're still getting paid, but some of those guys are getting paid by brands and retailers too. The ones that do the blatant ones are the people on Instagram. They're getting paid by these unapproved brands, and then to tell you that those brands are good when they're not, and you shouldn't be buying them.
They're being paid for the brands. The vast majority of the big guys. Now, guys, let me expand this thought.
Please elaborate, Fed. Please expand on this notion of yours, because this is something I've been saying for a long time, that the social media douchebags, they're on the take, and they're there giving you bad opinions. Let me catch up on the chat. My phone went into screensaver, so I couldn't see what's going on in the chat. Hold on a second here. Hold up on that car wash, gentlemen. Let's see what you guys say here. Yes, says ZD. They are all bought and paid for. Listen, like I said at the beginning of the show, ask yourself this question. Think of your top 2 or 3 YouTubers that you watch. Do you trust their opinions? Do they actually give good opinions? Yes or no? And number two, would you trust them to do a transaction with them? Would you actually wire them money to buy a watch from them? Or would you actually would you ship a watch to them and hope that you get a wire back from them? If the answer to those questions is no, and for probably an overwhelming majority of YouTubers, that's the case, then why even bother watching their garbage content? Speaking of bad opinions and someone you should never trust, and someone who's probably on the take, these are all unfounded allegations, by the way. He doesn't have an avatar that works, but let's see. I think this is him. ZD from Los Angeles. Good morning. Can you hear me?
I can.
Check.
Good morning.
How
Good
are you?
morning. I'm good. How are
Make
you?
sure
Welcome. Welcome
Make
back.
sure your YouTube. Yeah, thank you. Make sure your YouTube is off. Make sure you're just on StreamYard. It's early. Are you still in bed, or you're actually up and about, having breakfast, doing your Sunday morning routine?
Kind of just starting to get moving a little bit here. I was
Ah,
very
shit.
excited when was very excited when the notification popped up that you
We are
were
back.
that you were back.
ZD's a very cool guy for people watching. There are a lot of people in the community who know him because he is kind of a fixture in Los Angeles. But I had never met him in person. But when I was out there a few weeks ago, got to hang out for 2 full days with ZD. Very cool guy, amazing collector. He's hopped on the panel several times and unboxed some cool stuff. But it was good to put a face to the name. And what's on your mind this morning? Anything? You still there?
Yep, I'm here.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I appreciated all the compliments. It was great to see everybody when you were out here. The whole town rallied around OC's presence in the greater California area.
They put on a whole watch event. Shout out to the neighborhood
event.
Shout out to the neighborhood watch club who put on a big giant event for me in my honor.
Job.
We did a collab.
Yep.
We did a collab. Neighborhood watch club X. Can't you say X? OC.
X.
We did a takeover.
OC,
We did
exactly.
takeover of Los Angeles, and then shout out to. Am I allowed to say the other name? What's the name of that place that hosted us? It's like a secret club and secret watch club.
I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was really unbelievably beautiful and cool, and I was very excited to discover it. We had great wine, great tequila. It was awesome.
Wine, tequila, hosted by Barossa, sponsored by Barossa, and we had a good time there. We hung out with Brody the whole time I was there. You, Keslowitz, Young Brando, Alex, Wristwatchholic. We went to Happy Jewelers. That was a fun time at Happy Jewelers too. Yeah, we had
very cool. I'd never been there before. It's a real, if you want to get a dose of retail energy, go to Happy Jewelers. It's popping on a Friday.
It was popping. That place was like going into, I don't know. It was
I don't know.
Very high energy is a good way of describing it. Hey, I just want to catch up real quick on some chats because we got Diego M in the chat, member of the channel. Fed has a 51% stake in Arby's. I don't know what that means. I haven't had Arby's in a long time. But I will go there soon. We may do a review from there soon. Buy the same watches, but from me. What's this point? Sounds like a butthurt baby. I don't know. He doesn't. The watches that he promotes, I think everyone knows those are bad watches, right? But he's like, listen, if you're gonna buy bad watches, buy them from me at like 70% off.
Yes, the Fed sells just like a ton of random stuff. Like, you know,
the worst stuff, the absolute worst stuff, and people know it's like it's old Brigade Mariners, it's old, it's a bunch of bad stuff.
Well, it actually allows you to buy what you love because you can buy what you love at a discounted price and not have to worry about, resale value.
No, I know, but nobody should love those. That's the key thing. Brody says OC only tours the dessert tables at restaurants. I should pull up the pictures from last night. From El Molino, we had killer desserts.
When OC comes someplace, he hires a personal dessert cart to follow him around. So there was a guy pushing a dessert cart everywhere we went. It was quite impressive level of success that you've achieved.
Didn't expect for you to reveal that much detail, but thank you. And now people know. By the way, I also had security there at that event. It was funny because I met someone. Remember the guy who came with us to the cigar bar afterwards?
I
think his
did
name
not
was.
join you at the cigar. I did not join you at the
I
cigar
think his
bar.
name was. He has different names on YouTube, and he has a different name on Instagram, and then he has a different real life name. But he was a fan and a viewer of the channel. He said, "Listen, I want to come meet you guys," and we took him into this private event. And the first thing he did was look around, and he saw Young Brando, Cars and Chrono, Keslowitz, me, you. It blew his mind. Absolutely blew his mind. He felt like he had gone backstage at like a Guns N' Roses concert. And he sees Slash.
When I was very excited to meet Young Brando. I mean, he's a famous person, and he's out there creating style and taste for the whole world. He was great, really great.
He's Young Brando and style. The best, actually, arguably the best watch content on Instagram. And he gets paid, but he gets paid by. I mean, he's openly paid. He's not. You can trust his opinions. Okay. Is there anything on your mind, or can I go through this video a little bit more?
Please, I'm excited to dissect it with you, as I totally
let's see how he expands and elaborates on this very novel concept that you should not trust YouTubers' opinions
about anything because they're being paid for the brands. The vast majority of the big guys. Now, guys,
and the small guys, these guys will do anything to get paid by anybody. And when you're getting paid by the watch brand themselves or by a retailer, I've done events before. Everyone knows this. I've done events with 1916 Company, done events with Bucherer, where I've live streamed at their events and I've partnered with them. Never took a penny from them. Never took a penny. And believe me, I'm not gonna say they've offered because I'm not gonna talk about that, but I've never taken a penny from those guys, and I never will, because I know that the second you do that, compromises your integrity.
Let me expand this thought. I watch those videos too. And I watch those videos to see beautiful close-ups of watches. I watch those videos to learn about this.
Is there really a good video that shows a close-up of the new Tudor Black Bay Chrono in fucking Big Bird yellow?
I saw it yesterday, by the way.
In person?
In person. I'm not. There's a few things here. One, I think the yellow is not for me. Two, I would never buy a Royal or a Black Bay 1 or a GMT in order to get access to their Born to Dare catalog. So that is off the table. I would definitely never pay above retail for one of their Born to Dare pretty dials. I will say, however, this watch and the size of it is absolutely fantastic. It looks great. It sort of harkens back to a more vintage-sized chrono style. And I was really excited about it. And if they do it in something that is not totally unappealing, where I don't have to like show my fealty to some AD in a mall that carries Tudor, I would pick one up because I think it's fun. I know. Hey, I'm telling you.
So disappointing.
I get it.
I mean, look, I will say these three things.
Yeah.
Under the umbrella of it is a dramatic improvement.
Yep.
Okay. It's a dramatic improvement. They made it thinner. 14.4 is totally unacceptable for any watch, even an automatic chronograph. They brought it down to 13.1. It's probably thinner than most brands. The Daytona is 11.9, but comparing a Tudor to a Daytona is not even in the same league. It's probably similar to what you'd find Omega chronographs and Breitling chronographs. So they're in the ballpark. I don't recommend any watches above 13 millimeters. So for me, it's a no-go. They changed the size, so now it's a 39 millimeter. So the case proportion is better. And they got rid of the rivets. The same people who are telling you now that this is a good watch are the same people before who told you they liked the fake rivets on the bracelets. So, I don't know. I mean, it is an improvement in the bracelet. It's got T-fit. It's a better size. It's thinner.
Yeah.
All that good stuff.
The size looks great.
And the price
looks great. That's
is what, $6,700 or something like that. Come on.
I don't know. I never.
Not
could be worse. We can get to the price of the new GP Laureato shortly after we go through Federico's video.
Yeah. Another brand that you should never, ever, ever. And it's not saying that the watch doesn't
Well,
look nice.
it actually goes
No.
hand in hand with his video because GP released this new version of the Laureato, and the embargo lifts, and ends up being 1,000 videos from every Instagram or YouTuber that you've heard of. Hodinky puts out a piece. All these people are just like in the same kind of
Right.
organism, and it's just like all like the curtain lifts at 7 a.m. GMT time. And
Yeah,
like,
and those
you know,
listen, those guys are mainstream press, and but what they
Yeah.
do is they're covering a new release, but they never. And this is where Hodinky gets criticized a lot because they used to share opinions and used to give
no
advice.
opinions.
No
Yeah.
opinions, because they just say, "Hey, here are the specs, and it's an improvement,
Well,
and they've lowered this,
yeah.
they've done that," and but they don't say, "But please don't buy it." They never say, "Don't buy it because this is a
Well-
bad value." And there's way better alternatives. They never have that section at the bottom says, if you're considering this, never buy it because the 3 other watches that should be way higher on your list that are way better and will hold more value, which is an issue.
Literally, I
Yeah.
looked at all this coverage 2 days ago. Not one person mentioned the fact that 1 year ago, GP released some other version of a Laureato for $17,000.
Wasn't it two-tone?
No,
that version?
that was a special edition one, like I think in the fall. They just released like a straight steel one in June of 25. It was like 17 grand. The entry point for the new steel one, $23,000. No one's like,
What?
well, oh yes, their new slimmed down GP Laureato.
No.
Yes.
No way.
Yes.
No way.
The 3 versions that they launched, a 39, a 36, in 2 different dial colors. 23 grand, and no one talked about
That's a
the price.
$10,000 watch. It's a $10,000 watch.
Yeah.
By the way, if you want to join
anyway.
ZD and me on the panel, jump on the panel. I'm going to drop the link. It is pinned somewhere. YouTube changed where it's pinned. It's no longer pinned at the top of the chat anymore. I think it's pinned at the bottom for some people. That's why some people can't find it. But there you go. It's pinned somewhere, right? Jump on the panel. Boom.
It was at the bottom.
I don't know where they keep changing stuff. Brody says, saw the yellow Tudor yesterday. Looked like better proportions, but Tudor ain't for me. Thank you, Brody. I do take creative license by altering the content of comments in the chat. It's the same thickness as a Speedy. I don't recommend you buy a Speedy. Omega is not an OC approved brand. I don't own Omega anymore. Nobody should be buying Omega now. There's 50 billion other better choices than Omega. Even the Speedmaster is not approved. Sorry, that's just the way it is. Hey, the Dubai expat who's been traveling and attended a friend's wedding and just put out a couple of very, very good videos is in the chat. I'm going to go back to Dubai to hang out with Dubai expat very, very soon. Hey, OC, good. Head on over to Dubai expat's channel. He has some really cool videos out. Damn! I watched the Zenith factory tour video. This is Diego, for those of you listening in your car. Damn, I watched a Zenith factory tour video on YouTube and accidentally bought a Zenith. Can I sue Adrian Barker and Zenith? No. You cannot sue them, but what you don't want to do is ignore the fact that he gives you a Zenith factory tour, but then when he reviews Zenith's watches, he tells you how great they are and that he basically recommends that you buy them implicitly. He doesn't overtly say, go out and buy Zenith, but he doesn't tell you the truth. These guys don't tell you the truth that you should not be buying a Zenith.
How many Zeniths do you think it takes a collector to get the Nayahita Zenith collaboration? Do you have to have everyone in the catalog, or I wonder how those were doled out?
I don't know, but I think there are too many entry-level collectors that are being bamboozled by some of these brands. And they're being bamboozled by other YouTubers who say things like, buy what you like, buy what you love. And they end up spending like 12, 15, 18 grand on watches and realize, oh shit, I could have just started with Rolex. So that's the goal. My hidden goal of the channel is to prevent that from happening. But no, I mean, no, it's more sinister than that. It's more sinister than no one's being brainwashed. You watch a Zenith factory tour but those guys, they have an ulterior motive. They're getting paid by Zenith to do a video to promote great things about Zenith. They don't tell you the bad things, and they don't talk about, they're implicitly recommending the brand and the watches when they should not be. And that's because they're getting paid. Strikes me as factory tours are a good thing. It unveils the curtain at least a bit to see the difference in craftsmanship at the various brands. There's nothing wrong with I like behind the scenes videos. I like watching how they do the dials and how they CNC the cases and the water. It is cool, but remember the ulterior motives. Okay, let's get back to the Fed video.
I watch those videos too. And I watch those videos to see beautiful close-ups of watches. I watch those videos to learn about the stats on the watch, how it wears, the millimeters. I try and get information, factual information. What I don't care about is their opinion, because they can never say anything negative, because they just got flown to Switzerland by Tudor and they also put 10 G's in their pocket. How are they going to say something bad about the watch release?
That's a good point. And that's a good point. And that's where, again, you shouldn't be trusting their opinions. And the fact that, by the way, the opinions by omission, not sharing their opinion, is also suspect, because they should be telling you these things and they're not. They're intentionally not sharing the bad stuff because they're getting paid.
They can't, which is why their opinion is entirely irrelevant and useless. In fact,
and by the way, the same applies to watch dealers, and that would even, in all fairness, include Federico in that when you have a financial interest in giving an opinion on a brand or a watch, of course, when he shows you a watch that he has in stock, his job is to show you the good things about it that may appeal to someone who's interested in that watch. It's not necessarily to highlight a bunch of negatives about the watch, because he's there to sell it. So I think even he might admit that he himself is guilty in some circumstances. I mean, with the dealer doing a video about a watch, about watches they're trying to sell, I mean, I can't imagine that they would offer all the bad things about the watch, and because they're trying to sell it. So that's
the connectivity between people through social media, be it YouTube, Instagram, whatever it is, has sort of like pierced the veil of like thinking that there's any separation between you and these people. So you start to like look at them, to Federico's point, like as trusted, trusted voices all across, whether you be a vintage dealer who's like become excellent at social media, or whether you be, any of the YouTubers out there. And thus you start to sort of like feel a level of comfort that you shouldn't, especially with the dealers, because you always have to be suspect of every watch, even if you've bought from the person before, because oftentimes they don't know. They say things that they can't totally 100% always authenticate, because they're buying a watch that could be 30 years old, that has lived 30 years worth of life. And it is very, it can, lull you into a sense of security. And I think that what we've seen in the past 5 years of social media and the watch business is, I'm going to use a word here, the rapidity of the turn between people on social media who, as a consumer and a watch hobbyist collector, you could look towards for a point of view and advice and appreciate their content, to very quickly those people being co-opted by the brands and being taken from people that you could be like, okay, cool, what does this person actually think? To, like, to your point, you cannot get total, complete, you will not have total confidence in their actual opinion, because they are trying to make a living. I get it. I actually don't fault them, but like everybody needs to be wise to it because it has happened very fast in the arc of things. And like, that's what it is now. Everybody, and you can just tell who's in on the game because like they all release the content at the exact same time. So a watch release happens and then the curtain goes up and everybody has it. All of those people have been sent watches, so you have to decipher like what their point of view really is because they're not in fact journalists, most of them. They're just guys or gals sitting in front of a computer.
Yeah. And then the ones you mentioned, I think that are very interesting are the vintage guys because their knowledge, I mean, because the knowledge is so concentrated in so few people. So you do watch their videos, whether it's, Adam Golden of Menta Watches or Eric Wind or whatever, those guys that have information and knowledge that not everybody else has. So you listen to them to learn, but you also have to realize they're also dealers. So, but I think they probably, and they don't talk about all of the hidden underbelly of what goes into creating project watches. That's what a lot of these guys, not all of them, but many of these guys did for decades, throughout the 2000s and 2010s, is basically take hands from here and a dial from here and put it in this case and reloomed this. And then, oh, wow, what a find. We found a Daytona with a original box and papers, so those guys, I think you have to be, especially careful about because their business is to make a lot of money selling watches. With their average transaction prices are higher, their margins are fatter than some of these mainstream dealer guys, but it's also hidden in the cloak of knowledge that not very many people have about.
It's really
the difference between the 6.2, 6.3 and the 6.2, 6.5 and this.
It's quite compelling when they're rattling off the serif font versus this, and I mean that sincerely. The two of those guys that you mentioned, I have purchased from. I have had nothing but great experiences, but everybody should do their own research.
It's everybody. It's Tropical Watch. It's Fog City Vintage. It's Oliver and all these guys that do vintage. It's like you're walking in almost like buying a classic car. You don't know what the hell you're doing. And they know everything. Yeah. It's tough. Back to the video.
Is entirely irrelevant and useless. In fact,
you talking about my channel? Hold on a second.
About the watch release. They can't, which is why their opinion is entirely irrelevant and useless.
Okay.
In fact, they're going to say something good, even though it might be the biggest piece of shit in the world. However, you can listen about them talk about the specs of the watch. You can look at the close-ups of the watch and make your own decisions. However, as I said, their opinions are entirely useless.
All right. Good. And that's Federico weighing in on YouTubers. I think Instagram is worse than YouTube. I think YouTube, there's a pretty clear line. You see Britt Pierce and Adrian and those guys, they come out with videos about watches when the watches are released. They don't offer too many opinions. They say, oh, this is an improvement. This is an improvement. And then the sinister ones, I think, are the dealers. That includes Fed. And I don't think he'll deny that are showing you watches that they're trying to sell. And the Instagram people who just go from free trip to free trip to free trip, promoting brand after brand after brand. And some of the brands are good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Moser. Moser's not an approved brand, but I mean, some people may want to buy Moser, but I don't appreciate the fact that they're flooding social media with, and I get it because it's effective and it's cheap to pay an influencer 10 grand if they have some kind of following, to say, oh, look, I went to the Moser event. I met up with Moser collectors. This watch is really cool. Oh, the dial is beautiful, but they don't, I think we're too easily duped. We are too easily duped.
A lot of folks at the F1 in Monaco right now on your social media with Tag Heuer footing the bill.
That's true. Person in the back room, do you want to be on camera or no? You just want to have camera off the whole time? Jeez, got some scaredy cats. ZD's excuses he's in bed. The TDE, also known as the Dubai expat. What's up?
Hey, OC. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine. How you been, man?
I'm not so used to this StreamYard.
I know streaming is not. Listen, but you spend doing videos is far harder to do. I mean, you're doing you're gathering so much footage, and you're doing tons of editing, right?
He's buying the best watches and picking that.
Yes.
He's buying the best watches and he's picking them up all over Europe. And when he's going around Germany, always getting great stuff.
You would crush it as a live streamer, Dubai. You would. What's
Yeah,
up?
The
but I
Dubai,
don't know.
the Dubai expat made one of the most important watch videos of all time. The Rolex Pepsi video goes down probably.
Oh,
in the hall of-
that was when I first started getting on YouTube. When I first started watching YouTube 2020, 2021, it was all about the Dubai expat. I want to get a Pepsi, and I'm going to go to every dealer in the world to find one. That was a big thing.
That was a Hall of Fame video. Truthfully, I watched it. I remember I watched it over a holiday vacation. I thought this was absolutely incredible. And then you got the flight to Dallas, I believe, somewhere in Texas. And, Houston, yeah. Very. By the way, whoever did that was brilliant on their end. Good for them. I mean, that to me is one of, like, when the watch YouTube footage is studied in the annals of history, that video will be regarded at the highest level.
Oh, thank you so much.
Fascinating thing about Dubai expat is that when you listen to him in his videos, and he never appears on camera, so you almost never see his face. He's more open to kind of doing it recently, but for years you would never see his face. You'd know that, hey, wait a minute, he doesn't really have an Arab accent. He doesn't sound like Hafez Mahmoud, and have kind of a Arabic dialect. It's more of like a Swiss German or something going on there. But I still envisioned him as being like an Arab sheik. I imagine that he had the headdress on. He was walking around with sandals, but then when he finally revealed himself, like, hey, wait a minute, this is a normal white guy. What's he doing in United Arab Emirates? But what's going on? You just went on a big trip. You were doing a friend's wedding.
Yeah,
somewhere.
it was really amazing trip. I don't know if you saw the video, but yeah, trip of a lifetime, I would say. And first time I'm not sure, but I showed my face also in this video a few times.
Yep. Did I help encourage you to do that after you met up with me?
Not so much, honestly.
No?
But I thought I need to make this video special for my friends. So I thought, okay, what can I do for the audience? And then I thought, the face reveal would be good. And anyway, they will most likely see me from the wedding picture. So yeah, made sense then in that way.
What's going on with you? I mean, that this channel, you watch a little bit. You know that I'm very, very focused on Rolex, Patek, AP, and Richard Mille.
Yeah.
Let's do a quick mid-year review. Does that advice or does that sentiment is that still the best place to be, or should we be dropping people from the list? Should we be really focusing on Rolex and Patek? What do you see the industry? Where do you see the watch collecting hobby in the midpoint of 2026 right now?
I mean, I think the industry definitely is under a lot of pressure now with all the markets dropping, especially here Middle East, since the war started, I think not going so well in a lot of industries. But usually it's a good time, when they are not so much in the, let's say, good times, that they put more effort into the releases, bringing new models, upgrading the existing ones. For the brands, I think Vacheron is doing quite well recently with nice models that they release.
I agree.
AP also, I like the new offshores that they released. Finally, they're making a bit more for men in a smaller size on that one. And
finally, they're back to men.
Rolex, I don't know. They are getting harder and harder to get. It's insane, man.
It does seem like they're getting harder and harder to get. Especially here in the United States, and they're becoming more and more expensive. More and more models are ones that you might be on the fence about in the past, but now it's a total no.
Yeah.
Weller is a total dog these days. Explorer 2, almost all the two-tone models. It's getting harder because their models. And there's fewer and fewer models that you actually want to get too, because
Yeah.
if you've been collecting for at least several years, you should have a whole bunch of things by now. You know, what do you have that you don't want to, that you haven't had a chance to get already?
Well, like really wanted that 1908 on the gold bracelet, and when I
Mhm.
first registered my interest, I think it was 34 grand, and I thought it was a steal at that price, and I was offered it with the black dial at the end of last year. I really only wanted the white dial, and I didn't take it. I knew there was going to be a price increase at the top of the year in January, and it went from 34 to 38, and now there's another price increase, and it went up to 41. And if I were to get the call, I don't know that I'm taking it at this point, because it's just sort of like hard to be like, yeah, like $8,000 later, they found one for me when they've been making however many, throughout the year. You just don't feel. That's why I said in the chat, when it comes to day dates, at this point, you can find unbelievable day dates with the modern movement, for $20,000 less for cool dials, let alone if you just want like a white Roman dial, you're going to buy a modern one, like God bless, but you're going to spend 50 grand with tax here in the States now, or you could get it for $21,000. It's just from 1996. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. It's why we have to not sell our watches to the Rolex CPO, because they're just going to put pressure on bringing up those prices so that there's a smaller spread between what you can actually get in the world. And so sell your watches to Federico to keep the prices down, because I can't. That's not an endorsement, but someone like him rather than the CPO.
Speaking of Federico, Brody says, all anyone needs to do is tour the inventory on Federico's site, and you will realize you would rather watch Teddy Baldassar, Tim Masso, or any of those other guys' videos any day of the week. Tim Masso, arguably, when he does those 5 videos that he drops in the morning, those are really good videos. He's selling them, but there's something about the way he does it that's awesome. Teddy, I don't even think about. I mean, Teddy to me was
I
big
love
like
him.
3 or 4 years ago, but yeah, he's great. I don't see, is he doing actual watch review videos these days?
Yeah,
Where
he does. He
does?
still does that stuff. There's something about him, and this might be one of the great tricks that he plays. I find him to be so trustworthy. So I feel like he is selling watches, but I do think that he is not afraid to sort of give you, he won't hammer it like someone might when they will say the yellow dial is horrendous. Why would they make it in the yellow dial tutor? But I think he will give real little insights about size or certain things, specifics that can give you a sense of where he stands on the value of a watch.
Would you say that he's probably among the most trustworthy YouTubers in the space?
He is the Walter Cronkite of the watch YouTube business, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, he is the gold standard.
The guy is so clean and straight laced. You can't imagine he would be involved in any kind of scandal whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, look, he owns a boutique. He sells stuff, so you have to know that like he really loves Grand Seiko, but he sells it, so he's going to tell you why he loves it, because he wants you to buy it from him. But I just think he feels really much like a guy who, is not out to just sort of like push you towards junk.
Yeah, the way he pivoted from reviews to, a business and becoming just a huge enterprise. By the way, TDE is here to announce the launch of TDE 24, his new watch trading platform. Check it out. No, you're not launching any commercial ventures anytime soon.
No, not planned. I have my other businesses, so more than
Have you ever been approached by a brand or a watch related company to do something for them?
No, sorry, what do you mean? Like,
have you ever been offered money to promote a
yeah,
watch brand?
of course. I mean, before the war, that happened every week, like 3-4 offers, I would say, from a lot of micro brands, whatever.
Oh yeah.
But now, since the war, it's actually a lot less. I guess the brands may be a bit scared about Dubai and the topic, the emotions it brings up. But yeah, it happened a lot.
Teddy and his crew, says Gen G, are everything they portray on YouTube. Wonderful service and a stunning watch space in which to buy. Thank you, Gen G. Brody reminds us that Rolex floods tennis and golf with ads and ambassadors. You've been duped by Rolex. That probably is true. Rolex creates this image of you want to be associated with Rolex because of success, because of being competitive, being driven to be the best at what you do. And that's what it means to own a Rolex. And that's been drilled into our psychology or psyche, or one of those words that starts with a PSY, for as long as anyone's been collecting. So ZD, you definitely the Satimo bracelet 1908 is something that you've been turned off. You were initially interested.
By the price increase. I will. I want to go back to something that Dubai Expat said. I think Vacheron, which I really kind of rallied for at the end of last year to be Watch Brand of the Year. I think they are. This brand is the most. Rolex is we like Rolex. Why? They make good watches, and their catalog is almost infinitely shoppable. Right? Like there's a lot of things at a lot of price points that you can sort of, obviously their most sought after watches are like 16 grand, which is not cheap, but nonetheless, compared to a lot of other things, the Daytona, complete watch everybody wants is not out of reach for a lot of buyers. When you think about a lot of the other kind of big brands that you support, Patek, AP, Richard Mille, you look inside of their catalogs, and it goes from, especially with AP, it goes from 0 to 100 very quickly. If you can get your hands on a modern steel Royal Oak at 31 grand or 28 grand or whatever they cost now, after you have it, there's very little place to go. The offshores that TD is talking about start at $41,000. And if you're in the Royal Oak catalog, you basically go from the chronograph at like 38 or 41 to like the next stop is a $77,000 gold watch. And then, anything with a complication has a, 1 in front of it. So it's just it's very hard to become, in my opinion, unless you're infinitely wealthy, a modern AP collector because of the price. And I think Vacheron is not a cheap brand by any stretch, but their catalog in terms of different collections is so intriguing, from everything from the hype stuff, the 222 and the overseas, which are priced in the high 20s, low 30s, to the traditional, to the patrimony. I mean, you can find versions of these watches with complications in horology at a appropriate and sort of approachable price, in the case of what this hobby is, which is a stupid expensive hobby, where Patek, you just kind of lose it right away also. So, and Richard Mille is incredible. I had the chance to see a friend who had one on yesterday, and everybody wanted to see his watch, but that starts at you're over 150 grand to walking out the door. So
Dubai Expat, would you agree that kind of Vacheron is in the sweet spot where they're extremely well regarded as a brand, their technical proficiency and history and provenance is all there. Prices came down over the last few years, but they're kind of benefiting by prices coming down to a normal level and making it seem like things are relatively attainable at retail. Do you sense the same thing in the Middle East?
Yeah, I mean, I think they definitely have the craftsmanship, the brand. They do a lot of events here, very exclusive stuff, and so on. What I think they did a bit wrong. I mean, secondhand, you can still buy most of the pieces, even the overseas, much cheaper nowadays than at the retail price. They increased the prices way too fast during the hype phase. Like if you compare to Rolex, Patek, even AP, they were very conservative with their price increases. Always like whatever, something single digit. But Vacheron, I think it was the American or so. I think it went up like, I don't know, $30,000 or so from the first time I looked to the last time I looked. And then, I mean, you start questioning it. Hey, is it still worth it, And then after the hype phase, you saw the prices coming down a lot again. So I think they did that a bit wrong. They should have do it more conservative to keep, let's say, the demand nicer for the brand.
Yep.
But yeah, besides that, I said the craftsmanship, I think they're top notch when it comes to movements, innovation, bracelets, cases, and everything. What they miss a bit still, I would say, now with the 222, definitely right step. But to have the right case sizes, you know, the overseas, for example, still
Too
for
big.
my
Yeah,
wrist personally too
too
big.
big.
Yeah,
Yeah, totally.
so they need something also like a jumbo version of it, or so kind of. Yeah.
I tried
The-
on the 39 millimeter platinum salmon dial when that got released, and that actually like it's much better in terms of like wearability for me. But which Brad Pitt has, by the way. Young Brando broke that yesterday. That Brad Pitt has that watch.
Oh, nice. What about the size of these new Everest 2 cardinal
God,
points? And
I'm pretty sure they are quite big.
Yeah, they're the same. They're the same. I mean, they're awesome, and the way the bracelet kind of drops is terrific. But they're all the same. You know, they're all like over 40 millimeters. I can't remember if it's
Yeah.
41, but they're titanium and they're super light and totally beautiful. If I would have rushed to try to acquire one if it fit me better. They're awesome.
we haven't talked a lot about the Royal Pop. It seems like that the chaos was massive around the launch, and the bungled rollout at retail. But I think they're intentionally keeping things very, very quiet. I think some of the old guard in Switzerland, especially like within AP, they weren't too happy with being associated with a lot of the chaos. But now that the dust has settled a little bit, what is your opinion about the actual release itself? Is it something that is a fun little thing to get, or is it like us as much to do over nothing, and this is it's a fad that's gonna fade away? What are your, now that we're 2 weeks or 3 weeks past when it came out, what's your reaction?
I think it was a success for AP. I mean, I guess the launch was a bit chaotic that they even had to cancel it, I think, in most cities, the bigger cities. But I mean, the hype it created again about AP, and I'm sure there's so many young people and so on around the world who have never heard about Audemars Piguet before, but now thanks to this release for sure. So overall, I think it's a success for them. And would I personally buy one? I mean, if they have it in store, yeah, I would probably get one. I think it's somewhere around $400 or so. But it's not that I'm like dying to get one like some other people. But yeah.
But what would you do with it? What would, I mean, is it?
I would probably put it on my desk, just like as an accessory, as a table clock or something. I don't know if they have some stands for it also, but yeah.
Yeah, you know that it's a manual wind timepiece.
Yeah.
That every 2 days, it's not gonna. You have to wind it.
Yeah. It's just like an accessory standing there.
Is it? Yeah. It's just. I mean, are we so jaded as collectors that we'll literally throw $400 away just to have some little trinket to sit on the desk?
Yeah, unfortunately, yes.
I think you're right. By the way, do you know anybody who's
a true answer? Yeah, a true answer. Unfortunately,
do you know anybody
yes,
who's anybody who's plunked down $10,000 for a Submariner desk clock?
No.
And I mean, it can also be like a nice gift, you know, if you're invited for a lady birthday, whatever party from any woman. I think this is quite a cool gift. Yes, yes.
I like that. I think that's a great idea. I actually think that, to me, it would be the most intriguing version of purchasing it, to like give it, you know, to someone for fun. Yeah. But yeah, I sort of think that like, you know, the result of it, both good and bad, in terms of like a massive amount of attention, and then also,
well, I think you're breaking up for me. I'm not sure if that's
sort of kind of.
Yeah. Oh, not sure if that's me or you.
Can you hear me? Yeah. I just sort of feel in the news cycle like it's kind of like faded, and all I see for it now are like deluxe ads for the, you know, think case that you can pop it into. So, you know, that's all I'm seeing about it now at this point. I own 2 Moon swatches, and I like them both. And, obviously I don't remember, but it was sort of pointed out like how insane that launch was, and how, like it was as chaotic, I guess, as well as this. I think ultimately this one fades far quicker into obscurity than the Moonswatch does, which I still think people like and wear, and is a fun, inexpensive watch to purchase. Whereas your point is what are you going to do with it? It's
Yeah,
I'm not
this
buying a
definitely because it's a pocket watch. I think
yeah.
people they have to find use cases what to do with it.
Exactly. I didn't realize it was manual wind, which obviously makes sense. Knowing that, it does change the sort of concept of just like leaving it on my desk and being like, I can look at this every once in a while.
In a way, in a strange way, would it have been better if it would have been quartz, or would they would have gotten ridiculed for?
Oh yeah, quartz would have
yeah.
been much better. Then it would
Yeah.
have been pretty cool, I would say.
Yeah, it would have been better, but I understand why there's no chance that they were going to do that. You can't have Blancpain have an automatic one, and AP has a quartz watch.
Yeah,
although
but I mean,
obviously
they also
although
want
they
to
do have
differentiate.
they do have a good history of quartz, and there are
Yeah.
quartz watches in their lineup now.
Yeah, and I think on purpose they did it a pocket watch, so to still have enough differentiation to the normal AP.
Totally.
Here are the new masculine AP offshores. I actually saw these. Believe it, I was in. Where
But
was
what
I?
size? What size are those? Are those 42? Those small, those ones?
Let's take a look here. Can I even access them? $42,500. Let's see. 42 millimeter, 15.3 thick. Yeah. Yeah, I saw these. I was in Athens, by the way, the day that these came out, and I'm not sure. Like, they had these. They were just delivered in the morning. They actually had them in the store, all three of them, and I was offered all three. So,
but did you see the new 37 offshore, the turquoise style?
I did not see that
Yeah.
one. Didn't see that one.
I'm thinking if I should order it or not. The boutique they offered it.
It's cool. I've been waiting for them to do something in 37, to your point, that feels a little less feminine. And that's like kind of right on that's like kind of like, I was like, okay, well, maybe this, if they had shown it on a black strap, I sort of felt like it would have pulled me in a little bit more. It's very good looking,
Yeah, I think you can see it on the website on the black strap.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you can open it, see. But yeah, it's like right at the edge. Yeah, it still looks a bit feminine, but maybe I mean I really need to see it in real. Maybe it can be quite nice with the big numbers. I think that's quite cool. The dial overall looks nice.
You have the code that I love, which is the beige dial, which I've thought about requesting many times. How do you feel that fits compared to, because that's obviously a larger watch, and the 37, the smaller ones until recently have all been either precious metal or very feminine. I'm sort of waiting for a steel version of the code in a smaller material. Do you think that fits pretty well though at the 41 size?
Yeah, I mean the code, it feels, I would say, on the wrist more like a sporty watch. It doesn't feel like a dress watch or anything in that sense. Maybe you could say maybe a smart casual watch kind of.
Yeah.
Maybe that would describe it very well. And yeah, I really love wearing it. It's very comfortable on the wrist. The architecture of the case is quite intriguing. And then I mean, the beige one has this like ceramic case in the middle, which makes it look even a bit slimmer than it really is. So very nice watch. I mean, I love wearing it. And yeah, this 37 before, I think they had this like salmon dial or so, but it came, I think, with diamonds. And that one was always way too feminine, but I kind of like the size because I think I mean, this will be much more sturdy, very sporty piece you can wear to the pool, to the beach. So could be quite cool, but of course also not cheap. I'm not sure where it stands, but maybe $37,000 or something like that.
Yeah, it's
So
41,000.
$41,000. Yeah, so not cheap for like a 37 millimeter rubber strap.
Time
Sports
only
watch.
watch. Yeah.
Yeah,
time only.
yeah, chronograph, but still, I mean, I would
Oh,
have
it's a
actually
chronograph.
preferred it if they would have not made it a chronograph, but yeah, I think that's what they had in the drawer.
Peruka's in the chat reminding everybody to stay away. AP sucks. Thank you, Peruka. Also got original math that's in the chat. Cash Grab, he's referring to the Royal Pop, the Swatch AP collaboration. So Cash Grab, the pop is a disgrace. Thank you, Mathis. And Peruka also says, since we're talking about actual good watch brands, let's talk about Bremont. You know, he's such a troll. Such a troll.
Yesterday in Los Angeles, there was an event hosted by an independent watch retailer, Collective Horology, and they had all these great brands that they carry. Well, I don't know that you would call them great brands, OC, I would. And they had sort of like a high-end cachet of independent watch brands, everything from Fears to Armin Strom to Dominic Renault. And it was very, very cool to see a lot of these pieces that you only really ever get to see on social media in the flesh. There were some members of your crew here there, which was fun. And it was great to see these pieces. And I was quite taken with many of them. You can go to the Collective Horology page if people want to check out and see photos that they posted. But it was awesome to see a lot of these independents. And I think, you know, these independent brands, not approved, are doing fascinating things and are starting to compete with the bigger brands. You know, when it comes to price, you can get, you know, frankly, more interesting horological, you know, depth from some of these brands than you can from some of the obviously tremendous, great legacy brands. And so that's a place that I really enjoyed exploring yesterday.
Yeah. Did you actually see that new Dominic Renault, the one that
I did. I wore it. I very much liked it. It's pretty incredible.
It's a good looking watch, very symmetrical. It's got that big giant mainspring, and it would integrate the rubber bracelet into the case like that. Looks very, very high end.
I was turned on to it by one of the members of the OC crew. I don't know if he wants me to divulge where he travels, but he was the one that said, "I'm here to see this," and took me over there, and I was quite enamored with it. And we met the gentleman who's you know, in charge of putting them indoors here in the United States, Phil, who is wonderful, and it's awesome. We saw that one exactly. They did not have the white or the two-tone, just photos.
Very good looking. And it's about around, I believe, 60,000 US, maybe 60,000 francs. So it's maybe something like that.
59,000 US.
Yeah, which makes it seem like it's affordable. Like when you're at a certain point in your watch collecting journey, when you think 60,000 is actually cheap, you know you're in trouble. Right.
Yeah, I remember the first time I went and looked at the NBMF Legacy Machine 1, which I loved, and they told me the price, and I thought to myself, my God, that's the most expensive thing I could ever think of, you know, considering. I'll never. And then you know, years later, you walk into some place and someone's telling you about $100,000 watch, and they're like, "This is a great value," and you're like, you know, they might be right. You know, like your brain gets totally warped by the prices of these things.
Yep. Dubai expat, I'm going to put you on the spot. What is on the wrist?
The same watch I had with me in Italy, still on the wrist.
Nice. Two-tone, Datejust, stainless steel, yellow gold. Is that the old fluted motif?
Yeah, exactly.
Style.
One of my favorites.
Nice. I'm rocking the Daytona on Oyster Flex, Ever Rose Gold, Sundust Diamond Baguette. I've been wearing this for the past. I wore this to Italy and to Greece as well, and no problems. I was actually I couldn't find a single person who even challenged me in terms of the Flex. This was the best watch anybody was seen wear. In Turkey, if you were in Turkey, it's all clones in Turkey.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, Daytona
Speaking
is one of those watches I could never get so far from an 80. I mean, they offered me sometimes, less desirable models. But like an Oyster Flex or a stainless steel, so far, no chance from any of the 80s where I bought a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Speaking of clones,
that's surprising to me. I don't know. I like how giving you a watch should be like giving Kevin Hart a watch, who's a celebrated American actor.
No, it's definitely not like that. No.
I disagree. You're a guy that the community roots for and that they should celebrate. I don't know.
were you ever a fan of Siga Design Dubai Expat?
Yeah, I still like the Blue Planet.
Yeah. Did you do a video for them? I can't remember. I mean,
Yes,
there was a
yeah.
point. Yeah, that was one of your low points.
But it was not paid. They just sent me the watch for free.
That's terrible though. Like they send you the watch for free, and then you kind of like it, and then you feel like obligated to do a video saying, "Oh, I liked it before.
Yeah, of course.
They gave it to me."
They send it
tough.
to make a video with it.
Take it down off the internet.
No, I think also honestly, I don't know why it's very sensitive, this topic in the watch industry. I mean, you watch something about tech or so, people are advertising the hell out of anything. But in the watch world, it's like super sensitive. I don't know. Even if you get something for free, at the end, everyone is smart enough to decide for him or herself if they like it or not. And if I like the watch, I feel like, hey, I can make a video about it,
Yeah,
I mean, what's the big deal? Why do
that's
people
sinister.
want
I'm coming down hard against that in 2026.
Like pretty much every cinema movie you watch, there's so much product placement inside these movies.
I'm gonna expose everybody, and we're gonna start with you. Let's take down the Siga Design video.
Yeah, I got roasted by this guy from the US, this collectibles. But what made me a bit angry, he was spreading so many wrong things in his video, like as if I would have put how is this called, like a link that I would get payments from the brand if anyone would buy this watch, which is like complete nonsense, and he was spreading all this stuff in his video, so it was a bit sad. He should have done a bit of research. Yeah, could have reached out to me, asked me, hey, do you get payments or something, but no, he just went all out on it. And yeah, he never corrected it. I wrote him afterwards, this bullshit what you said.
There's a lot of people who trying to make a name for themselves on
he
on
rather
YouTube.
kept collecting a few more views than taking the video down or
He's probably up to 200 viewers. Don't even give it whoever it is the time of day. Peruka, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, hello. How are you guys?
Doing very well. Look at what a global panel we have. Look at this. I'm in the Eastern time zone in the Northeast, ZD in Los Angeles. We've got Dubai represented in Switzerland, the cradle of high horology. What's up? Anything you want to talk about this morning? Any opinions you want to share about anything we've talked about so far?
I mean, I don't know. I just I just tuned in. I have no clue what you were talking about. I just saw. Dude, was that AP really $41,000?
Yes, that's the new offshore.
Isn't that very expensive? Is it in gold at least?
It's titanium, I think.
It's titanium.
But it's before tax, OC, or the US price system.
That's the US price. Without US price without sales tax in the United States.
So wait.
$45,000 in California.
A offshore chronograph and titanium. It doesn't even have the bracelet in titanium. It has a rubber bracelet. It's $41,000. Oh my God!
You're doing some very, very important analysis.
Oh my
God! These
God!
are all things I didn't notice. Oh my God! It does have a rubber bracelet.
And that's a Frederic Piguet movement, modular movement.
No, I
Is it-
think it's the in-house.
Is it the new one? Is it the new movement?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the
My
Frederic
bad, my
Piguet is
bad.
also very nice. I have it in my chronograph. I still like this movement a lot. Makes no problems, super slim.
Oh, the movement is great. Oh, Frederic Piguet module is amazing. Every brand that uses it, it works perfectly, except for AP, and I don't know why. But somehow the Royal Oak 38 millimeter chronograph has so many problems. I don't know why, and it uses that movement. Yet
I have actually
so many
the
other
opposite
brands uses
experience, here.
Yeah?
Many of my friends who have the 41 chronograph movement, whether it's the offshore or the normal Royal Oak, they had issues with the movement. But the guys who have the Frederic Piguet, none of them had any issues, including me.
Oh, well, good for you. I hope it stays that way, because my friends who have the problems with the chronographs, it's terrible. It's going back and forth, and AP. They are not the nicest guys to talk with when you have to do servicing. So yeah, it can get messy.
I
at all
had
these
one
great-
repair on my code. There was something wrong that when you wanted to wind it, there was like a super high resistance. And I gave it to them, and in like maybe 2 weeks it came back, fully serviced, gave a gift in addition to it. So it was quite a good experience here in Dubai. But in general, I would say AP in Dubai is pretty good.
I was treated very, very well by AP in Greece, I think it was.
Yeah, they offered you stuff.
They offered me everything. They offered me everything. They were super nice. They had every code available. They had every offshore available. They had these new pieces available. They had Royal Oak Perpetual. What they have there? They had Code Perpetual calendar. They had what was it else?
You
Oak
like
Perpetual
the
calendar.
Star Wheel, OC? The Code
The
Star
Star-
Wheel? That's an amazing piece in my view.
I do.
I-
I do. I just don't think I
love
would
it.
buy it.
I
It's
love
so
it.
good.
It's great. I agree. I saw that watch. I got to try that on at an AP house, and I was completely blown away by that watch. I thought it was awesome.
I like the white gold version better than the rose gold one. They're both very nice, but I just like the
Yeah.
white gold with the blue aventurine a
Yeah.
little bit better.
I think
At first I liked the white gold more as well, and some of my friends they have it. But when I saw the rose gold, and really it's a bit more subtle actually, because of this blue aventurine that they actually removed. So I'm a bit in between now. I think both are amazing pieces.
It's funny because I think the yellow or rose is better looking, but I thought that the white was more subtle. And so if I was choosing one, I would probably choose the white. Not that like that watch can ever truly be subtle, but that was sort of my thinking. But the yellow, I think, is kind of between the two in pure aesthetics. The rose is more my preference.
Is the white still in the collection? Let me just take a quick look here.
Yeah, I think you can still buy it. One of my friends, he just got it like a month ago.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
What do you think about the 37, this green stone dial? You know that, OC? 37 full yellow gold green stone dial.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's
Oh.
awesome. You know
Incredible.
why? You know why it's awesome? Because it has no
Why?
date.
Yeah, actually, that's the one I
Yeah.
put on my wish list as the next piece.
Me too. I did too. I think that watch is incredible. Absolutely.
Yeah, I tried
They
it
have a-
on. It was so nice on the wrist. Oof.
They have a 41 and a 37, correct?
Yeah, the 30. Oh, you got to
Mhm.
try it on. I haven't seen it
Yeah,
in
they
person.
had it here
Yeah.
in Dubai as
Yeah.
a display model.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I didn't plan to order it, but when I had it on the wrist, I told the lady, okay, add it.
Is the 37, is that a tourbillon or no?
No,
No,
it's
it's
just
just time.
malachite.
No.
Malachite time only.
It's a code. Let me see.
No,
this is the
Royal.
Roy. He's talking
Oh.
about the Royal Oak. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
And I think they just released it also this year, a little bit earlier.
Yeah, that was in the like pre Watches and Wonders release dump that they did.
Yeah.
All right, hold on a second. I'll get to it.
I also like that smaller code, the Sodalite die or the turquoise code. That's smaller, but it's expensive. It's like $78,000, which is very pretty.
Let me get this one up. 37 green.
When you asked for it, did they? What was their like? Did they give you any idea of the timing?
No, but I told them take your time
Yeah,
because I
exactly.
just bought a Rolex, a Patek, and another AP earlier this year, which I didn't even announce yet on the channel. But yeah, so I told
Break.
them, okay, no worries, I can wait till the next year or so.
Yeah.
Not this one, but
That
it
was the
looks
previous
similar.
one. That was
Yeah,
the
that
turquoise.
that one's great too. But yeah, there's a green malachite dial one.
37.
There it
There
is.
it
I
is.
think
There it
that's
is.
the one, yes.
Yeah, on the right.
Oh, there we go. $75,000.
Oh,
The moment you have it, it's worth 130.
Okay, there you go. Then it's approved.
I don't actually. Is it true? I don't know. I never checked the secondhand price for this.
I don't. There's not many of them out there, probably at all. But you would just have to assume that, like, if you have that watch, someone in Miami will pay you for it.
Hmm.
I think it's going to be worth more like
Yeah.
200,000.
Want to say hi. Want to say hi to Space Ace, who's in the chat. What's up, Space Ace? Got Scott Wexland. He's joining us from Pennsylvania. What's up? He says, Dubai Expat, I watch your channel. Great content, both watches and travel. I dropped the link to Dubai Expat's
Thank you so
channel
much.
in the chat. Brody AP is men's jewelry brand. Nobody gives a shit about their horological chops. We all know this. Some are afraid to admit it. Yeah, they're good looking watches. They're not the most reliable. They don't always work great, but they dang look good. Alex Wristwatchholic in the chat. Greece AP offered OC everything except the Royal Oak. True, absolutely true. Everything is available except the Royal Oak. Snookered in BC is also in the chat. AP is so overrated. They have one nice model. The rest are toxic sludge. Snookered in BC is a member of the channel. Thank you for being a member. Yeah, but they have good. The Royal Oak is a good one. Do they need more than one nice model? No, they don't. What else is going on, guys? Anything else interesting?
So what's on your list next, OC? What are you hunting for? Are you going the Patek journey?
Patek journey for me. I think the sports piece is probably next for me from Patek.
How many you bought so far from the
I have
AB?
two. I have
Okay.
the 5396 annual calendar, and I have the 5212 steel weekly calendar. So
Nice piece.
sports. Alex, by the way, Wristwatchholic, who's in the chat, is I think he's now up to, is it 4? Maybe. I mean, he's had an accelerated journey. The AP has a 6119. He has the 5212 weekly calendar. He has the two-tone Cubitus. And then he has, I think it's a 5205. I don't know the exact reference number, but it's another.
So which sports piece you'll get? Did they
I don't
confirm
know.
anything to you?
I don't know. I mean, there's one piece that they say they might get me, but I might push for something different. You never know.
Which one is that? Come on, don't be so secretive.
You want to listen. You want to go for the delusional ones, right? What's the fun of getting pieces unless you go for the most delusional ones?
Like which one is that? 5712R or how is it?
5712R. It's on my list, by the way. It is actually on my list. 5712R And also the 5811. Hey, why not just go straight to the 5811? What a great watch. What about for you? Any Pateks?
Yeah, I think I'll get the Aquanaut next. I mean, they confirmed it. They sent me the email that it's
wow.
ordered, and so most likely should come end of the year.
Wow, that's great. Which do you want to share? Which particular?
Yeah, it's the normal one, the steel. I wanted actually the white gold dual time, but they said that would be more harder than the steel one. So yeah.
I just
Settled
have to
on the
say
steel
what a
one.
high level person you are, that they're telling you that it's ordered as opposed to just like getting a random text on a Tuesday asking if you have $37,000 finally available. Good for you. I one day hope to have a relationship with Patek where they're like, by the way, we're giving it to you. It should be here soon, as opposed to like, would this actually interest you? That's great.
Are the screws on a Royal Oak in stainless steel on the gold? No, I think all those bolts are white gold bolts, if I recall, on pretty much all the models.
I think they are. So yeah, and then after this Aquanaut, I'm not sure. I like this World Timer, with the jeans strap.
Oh yeah, 5330.
Yeah, that one, and the pilots, this white dial pilot's watch on the green strap, also nice.
Dang, you're loaded because these are expensive watches.
I love that white that dial on that white one is incredible.
Yeah.
Does that mean there's some collection consolidation in your future? To buy expat?
Not much. I mean, I sold all the Tudors, so you should be happy. But unfortunately, they don't move much to compensate for the purchases.
That'll get you a Patek strap at this point in the secondary market.
So no, I don't really know what I would let go. Maybe the Moser, the dual time, but it's also, I mean, they're selling actually quite well. I'm observing them on Chrono. But I don't know, I would get maybe, I don't know, $12,000, $13,000 for it.
Big problem. Getting rid of watches that we don't wear anymore. This is the 5330 World Time, has the pointer date. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a nice piece, or? Oof. So yeah, most likely then maybe, I mean, I still haven't seen it in real ever, and I haven't tried it on the wrist, but I expect it to look really good and be slim. So I would probably order this after the Aquanaut. And then maybe after the Aquanaut, after this, maybe a Cubitus. I like the white gold. The small
so is Patek like your primary focus now? Like you're like 90% of your focus is on Patek Journey?
No, I would not say. The AP is also there. As said, I just put this for
the yellow gold green,
yellow gold green on the wish list, but told them please be slow. Rolex, as said, is so hard. I feel Rolex is harder than Patek and AP.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think that is, considering obviously what they make?
I mean, for example, here in Dubai, I spent with this AD, I don't know, maybe how much in dollar? Maybe $700,000, $800,000, and they didn't give me any Rolex for maybe close to a year now, like 10 months, and there's so much on my wish list.
Isn't that insane? I mean, they have them, so are they just being told to hold? Like, I find that so odd.
No, I mean, there's just so many orders that they have here in Dubai. You know? Like, you put an Oyster on the wish list, there will be like 5,000 to 10,000 people who order that exact same Oyster that you want. Yeah. And then they have a lot of like ways how they allocate the watch. They will say, this guy just got a watch, so we will now give it to someone else, and then maybe you have to wait another year on top, just because you just bought something. Like I bought the last watch I bought from them was a Sea Dweller two-tone from Display, but then they considered it, hey, you just got a watch from us, so why should we give you now another watch?
That'll teach you to buy it. Yeah, that'll teach you. You're like, I was doing you a favor by buying this two-tone
exactly.
Sea Dweller. You owe me, actually, at this point.
And then the AD, unfortunately, here they also consider how much you spend in other brands and jewelry and whatever you buy. And I didn't buy honestly much from them over this 1 year, because then after the Sea Dweller story, I also said, okay, look, then I'll just wait it out now until you allocate me something. But yeah, it seems like they don't allocate unless you buy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then also, I mean, when I travel to Milan now, there was, you need an appointment. There's nothing for sale. When I go to Germany, it's also super tough there. Yeah,
Rolex is tough.
exactly. The hardest, I think. Patek, you need more the money, but you can get the watches if you spend. AP, same way, but Rolex, I feel like they don't care much. Like, even if you spend big time. Unless maybe you go to smaller ADs in smaller cities, maybe there it works better.
Snookered in DC says Rolex. Royal Oaks are such a ripoff. You can get precious metal Rolex for that price. What about Code 1159? What about that one? What about something like this, the Star Wheel, rose gold snookered? Yeah. How about this one?
I like this so much, but again, I also have limited funds, so I cannot buy every single watch that I like.
He's limited. He only has a $700,000 spend, so we're limited in purchase history.
Mind you, he bought Patek and AP and a couple other things, but he could still take the Royal Oak at the end of the year. Just not, so in 6 months, he'll be restocked, replenished in order to pick that sucker up.
I remember these used to be like these used to be in the low 50s. I think 52,000 or 55,000. Now they're 65,700. Every little bit that matters,
That's the one code though that really holds their value. Truthfully, if that matters to you.
Well, it does. It should matter. Everything should matter in terms of making sure that the purchases that you make, are good financial choices. That's it. I did my quick 2-hour stream. Any
all right, I have to get my day started with my family, so I wish everyone the best for Sunday. Bye, guys. Nice to talk to you.
Thanks for jumping on, ZD. Have a great rest of your weekend. Take care. Paruka, any last minute thoughts? Any pieces of advice? Any tidbits of news?
No, not really. AP sucks. Stay away. And other than that, have a good one.
All right. Have a good Saturday. And I will drop the link again to Dubai Expat's channel on YouTube. He has actually over 100,000 subscribers. These are actual legitimate subscribers, not bought subs that you find on some other channels out there. These are actual viewers. If you ever live streamed, you might crush it. You might do very, very well. So let's try to keep them off the streams. And let's see, how should we say goodbye? Let's see. Maybe we will remind everybody to reach for the crown. Hold on a second.
Okay, then I'll drop out, OC. It was nice talking to you. And hope to see you again in Dubai or in the US when I go, yeah?
Definitely. Looking forward to it.
Bye-bye.
All right, take care.
Hi. Who are you talking to?
ZD, you're still on.
Oh, really?
I'm gonna drop ZD. I'm gonna drop Paruka, and I'm gonna say thanks you guys for tuning in. Upvote the live stream, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace out. Let's do this. See ya. Peace out, everyone. Have a great day. got you.